So timestamps, as always, are available in the. If you're watching on the platform, you should be watching this on. You can watch it elsewhere. Just know that timestamps may not be available from what I'm familiar with. So we're gonna do the storm ant column. Colony. There's a column of ants. But what specifically I wanted to do, I think I wanted to just go Harpies Foxes here, just to do what I want to do. We'll stay on Prestige 1 for the moment, just at least for this event. I know I wanted to do Prestige 2, but I figure I do, like, 2 or 3 settlements on the same Prestige, just so I can get myself back accustomed. Even though there's something else I could say, and I guess I'll say it now while I'm still looking to embark. We can't take food, because food disappears, pretty much, if we take it, which I was confusing with a Blood Flower settlement I recently did. That was, I think, Prestige 7. I'd have to look at it again. I really should do a main file mindfulness again. But, yeah, as we move on to our next one, next settlement, we'll see what happens. So, yeah, we'll stay on Prestige 1, but not for long. Because I want to do and again, to note, I am just going through Prestiges on my main file. So, in a way, this isn't really my first experience, but hey. So for our Forest Mysteries, food production speed increased during Drizzle. Then what do we have? Gathering speed decreased. Resources sacrificed. Burn quicker. And housing and the important one is housing clothing. And then, Blight Rot Cysts at Hostility 4. But I can treat that as if I was on Prestige 3, so it's fine. And then we start hungry, pretty much. That's the only other thing. I see Fertile Soil immediately in the back, but let me just make sure I know what I'm doing. So basically for the first 2 or 3 years, nothing too bad should be happening if I'm managing. Second year could be a little dicey, but as we see everything, oh my goodness, a fishing pond. Do they always, I feel like I always get a fishing pond when I'm at Storm Ant Colony. Is that just me? Anywho, I think the food drops from these trees. No, that does not. Alright, well, funny enough, then we'd use these stone nodes. I mean, we can also, if we get a farm, we can make use of the fertile soil too, but we didn't get that. We got the kiln instead. Now, keeping in mind, we need to be mindful of the actual effects that we can mitigate, because every time it's services. I have a hard time setting up services. I don't know why exactly. I wonder if you're just supposed to take that, but as I kind of autopilot through my mind here, so I did a Blood Flower run, I think on Prestige 7, and that was interesting. It's interesting, the Blood Flowers, they drop things for you, so you are dealing with usually -3 resolve on top of everything that happens, but the Blood Flowers give you goodies, so that's part of that settlement. Do I Kiln is usually a must pick for me. On the Blood Flower settlement, I picked Kiln and I ended up not using it. But in this case, we get coal and brick, so I'm just gonna auto pick Kiln. Sacrament of the Flame, and we don't really have anything else aside from, well, clothing here, which would help me remove the RNG of having to deal with clothing later. Just making sure, so Resolve hits are going to be quite painful, but unless I synergize it with something. So Kiln is kind of just standing on its own, aside from brick production. But Temple. Temple is the go-to for me, and then Herb Garden. Yeah, we're going to do that. So we don't get oil, unfortunately, because I picked the garden, but I'd rather pick a farm than no farm, especially since we have fertile soil sitting right in front of our face. But I think we're going to try to eat insects and roots here instead, especially since, Stonecutter's Camp, usually, I think is it the first 2-star camp you get given to you? But anywho, keeping in mind, we do need to cut this. We do need to cut through these glades. Also going to take a quick look around. Oh, buddy boy. I can cut down towards this way if I really wanted to, but I think having a small glade prepared. Now, on a kind of tangent note, as I continue looking through this map, I think I'm actually going to cut towards the east here first, and then we'll see what happens. But if where you cut also puts some kind of a weight on the orders you receive. So for example, just 15 seconds quickly, if I cut towards these 2 small glades, I wonder if the game has a higher weight towards giving me, or just gives you glade-related opening orders. But again, that's a lot of things that I could be looking into outside of recording, and I'm not. We do start with planks. I'm just going to use them here immediately, just so we get this set up. Although, if this is the case, so 2, 4, 7, And then we have woodcutter camps, and then we don't put anything else. I really hate having pawns. I don't know what it is about pawns. They grant you a lot of resources, a lump sum. I think they actually grant you more. Yeah, they grant you more overall if you're looking at just total items. But whether or not you need those items, you do. But yeah, let me think here for one more second. We don't have humans, so we just stick whoever except for beavers. Otherwise, yeah, I think we'll just do this. So just making sure. Yeah, I'm going to cut towards the east, but we're also going to cut up towards northwest relative to my viewpoint from top bottom. So we're still going to make 2 woodcutters camps. But who is actually cutting the wood in each direction is going to change. So in this case, I'm going to... Well, we'll do this first, but... excuse me. We will... Actually, I want to rotate this over here. Rotate it like this. Oh my goodness, please. And we will put the beavers over here, and then we'll put, I guess, 2 harpies over here. Actually, we're going to put a harpy on the hearth, and then have the foxes here. Also, just a really quick aside, I am going to do it. Oh, I realize I have a lot of harpies, by the way. But, I'm going to do one more full settlement video on Alpha 2, and I think I'll call it. That's all I have to say. And yeah, this is going to be absolutely painful, but I'm going to make the call here to do this. So we're all going to be hungry, essentially, and we won't have houses for a long while. So the hunger is going to slap us in the face. You know what I also forgot to do? I forgot to disable this really quickly. But afterward, we can have it running in the back. I'll turn consumption off on all complex stuff, food, clothing, services. And I think that's really all I do. I mean, I can set up these pads while I'm sitting here, but not really any other reason to do so. I don't even need to prioritize them because I don't have any free builders at the moment. So, let's just make these paths just so I feel a little bit better about myself. As odd as that may sound. But yeah, we really just have everyone working on these nodes immediately. Let's prioritize the closer ones. They usually do, but sometimes they pick weird nodes. For example, well, actually, have I? Yeah, if I put a camp like this, they actually hit the other one. If there's another node right here where my cursor's at. What's our cornerstone, by the way? Biscuits, leather, and hostility reduction on cache openings. I was seeing if I was getting leather anywhere else. Specifically leather, not scales either, because that would help me make clothing. But yeah, herb production increase every 75 biscuits. If I make biscuits, then that will help out the farm. Do I want to do that? Let me check one more thing. Not the help. Housing and clothing. And clothing is the thing on my face. So, I'm thinking, give me about 20 seconds. So what I'm thinking is that use the herbs and roots, but roots primarily for food at the moment. Herbs I'll use for provisions. Then we use trade routes to get Amber to buy either just clothes or if we can make clothes ourselves, the ingredients. I think that's the plan. But yeah, as I've learned before, I think, well, yeah, we'll try to do biscuits because the roots can be turned into flour. And then you can make herb biscuits, question mark? Why did I never ask myself that question? Let me check really quickly. Bisque. Yeah, you can make herb biscuits, and the flour you can make with roots, I'm pretty sure. Just to remind myself, and mushrooms and algae, but you get the point. And then, yeah, this will be temp stuff. So fish we might just eat raw. And scales are going to be used for the boots, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. Basically, we should be... If we can't make boots or coats ourselves, we need to buy it, which is what trade routes are all about. And again, the game has changed over the years, so anything that... There have been some pieces of advice and stuff I've read that are kind of... that feel dated. I don't know how true they still are, but hey, also, I don't know if I'm cutting exactly efficiently here, but I think it's okay for the moment still. We'll still cut these close trees, though. Might as well. I think they're walking around because they don't have any space in between. Yeah, they... While characters will still walk through buildings at times, they usually seem to prefer walking around if there is a path. But that's me trying to learn the paths. That's not entirely true. So food production, this counts as food production, right? Yeah, it does. So it is a good thing that we're doing that here. Now, obviously the Stonecutter's Camp doesn't count, and neither does the Herb Garden, but we are essentially making food here, which shows that, hey, we are benefiting from the forest mystery. But we are starving. So hopefully, yeah, I mean, I could pull the nets up immediately. We can also just sit here for a moment. I can also make houses, which I guess I could do right now, literally, to grant myself some resolve while we try to get these fish set up. Oh my goodness, that's a bit far, but hey, it's fine. So yeah, what we're gonna do is once they deliver, when they deliver the wood, I've learned kind of how important it is to try and not interrupt characters too. It's a very small optimization, but it still kind of makes sense, I think, to try and not. And if I'm wrong, maybe it's negligible, but let me know if it's negligible. I feel like there is more worth than negligible to. And what I mean, I might as well talk about it while we're just sitting here. So, for example, this beaver is bringing wood back to the warehouse, and then it changes to nothing when the beaver has successfully delivered the wood. Now, I don't want to. Same thing for moving your camps. When the camp gets moved, if they're carrying goods, they will immediately quote unquote drop it or lose it, and they have to walk back to the camp. So, if you do something like you have a camp all over the way over here, and your warehouse is just right here, then if the beaver is about to reach the warehouse and you move the camp or cancel their job, they don't deliver the goods. So that's time being lost, as I understand it. But again, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm here to learn. But I'm not here to be... What's the word? Something. Anywho, we're getting more herbs than roots. So if nothing else, immediately... also, we don't have the bricks to make a guild, but we have the stones to try. Literally. I'm thinking. Let me take a moment to look over. As much as I want to continue cutting wood, I don't think we have the chance because I need to either immediately make the kiln or start working on something else. I could open my orders and see, but usually the first year is situating myself. Maybe in a settlement or two, I'll try accepting orders immediately, although that usually hasn't gone well for me. But what I actually want to do first is make this makeshift post. I mean, I should make the crude workstation while I'm sitting here, but let's see. I took the kiln, herb garden, and the temple. That's all I have to say at the moment. Don't have any planks, which would help make the temple faster if I need it, but I just remembered that we're not on Prestige 6+, which means, hey, buildings cost pretty cheap. But yeah. But technically this series, I think the series title is still correct as I make this workstation as well, which is learning versus, because there's always stuff to learn. And obviously I don't want to just gung-ho into higher prestiges immediately, because if there's something I'm getting fundamentally wrong, you're going to get even more demolished or you're going to experience more problems on higher prestiges where the game is asking you both for luck to some small extent, but I've told you about my theory on luck in Against the Storm for the most part. I'll say it again, but essentially you do need to have your strategies here and there. I think. Actually, let me just toss this over here instead. So, do we have enough things? No. So yeah, we're just going to be eating roots into clearance season. Yeah, for whatever reason, we started with the pond, which we're going to get into the storm. It's just that we needed the food now because of the ant column. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Also, my curious question, I need to keep an eye on this because it doesn't seem like we're using all the fertile soil regardless. I didn't just put this on top of something, did I? I did. Did I? I can't tell at times. No. So that should be fine there still. Yeah, actually, no. We want to cut closer to this glade, so let's do a switcheroo. Depending on if the beavers are doing stuff. So that carries it back. And then now we move it so that they can move over here. I want this one just for the hearth space and because it's closer to both the warehouse and the hearth, which makes more sense. I don't plan to cut into a dangerous glade unless the game tells me, but we still prepped a dangerous glade just in case. Just in case. We're also running out of space for the moment, but we still need other stuff regardless. When we get these herbs, we will start making packs of provisions, because you never know. Wait, can we even... Oh no, we need the, yeah, we need to make the trading post first. But we do want to start making stuff. In fact, yeah, we can make these paths really quickly. Although I really shouldn't. I should have them making bricks and stuff now. And I think, which did I take? Oh, I took the brick. I thought, sorry. I thought instead, that's why this is a stream-like video, by the way. But I thought I took the hostility lowering one. I did not. I took biscuits. The thought is that either one is supposed to boost my progress forward, but hey, let's actually focus these trees for a moment. In fact, I should even be cutting these. But we'll see. And yeah, let's actually make sure we have the foxes working here. Because I want to build the kiln, if nothing else. That's the other thing. Alongside packs of provisions, we want to make the kiln, essentially. Which we will do the moment both of these foxes make the bricks, which means we can toss this somewhere. I should actually toss this somewhere, the trading post. Then we put this here. That way the kiln is closer to the warehouse. Which does mean that we may or may not be making as many planks, because I tried to run a lumber mill and the kiln at the same time. Oh, that was this was on the Prestige 7 settlement with blood flowers, by the way. And if you don't know what the blood flower event is, really quickly, for those who don't know, essentially you need to win a settlement with 3 blood flowers active. And the nuance there is that when a blood flower runs its timer out, it will spawn another blood flower and then start doing the same event again. Which means you are always trying to, until you're ready, you keep 1 flower, or maybe 2 if you want to be, you know, a bit little, you want to finesse a little bit. But you're juggling blood flowers that are in your settlement. That's all I really have to say. And the blood flowers can give you goodies. So in this specific instance, as I autopilot into the storm here, I got 2 stacks of planting crops is faster with the homestead, and I'll speak on that as we enter the storm season. So I'm pretty sure we will need to disable at least 1 woodcutter here and there, but we'll wait until the storm kind of passes. So, once they deliver those bricks, we get this kiln up and running. And then we won't have to build, we won't have to burn wood as much anymore. So overall, it still saves you resources. It's just that if it's not the main thingy-majiggy, then it doesn't do as much for me. We'll wait for them to deliver. I think this one finished first. And then we will put this beaver to provision making. I don't think they're going to do... actually, well, now with this hut idle, we can deactivate it for now. You never know when we might need it. But I guess into here... I'm too used to the storm season being long. I should actually be accepting orders like right now. But deliver 5 tools, heartbeat resolve. And a lot of my slowness in completing, I think, some settlements is that I picked the wrong order. So, for example, here I'm looking at harpies. And while usually it would probably be this, probably grabbing the harpy house here and keeping my hostility low. But for better or worse, we're probably going to be at 1 hostility anyway. So that's the contingency we plan for, which means we probably need... resolve elsewhere, and you need to hold it for I think these first orders you have to hold it for 30 seconds. But you know what? Well, if we take harpies, I hope the game knows to give us stuff for that. For trade routes, so we are planning to do that. Foxes are an interesting pick, but we're planning to do trade routes, so those we can knock out of the park. This, however, we can actually do this. Can we do it in 5 minutes and 30 seconds? We have the bricks to make the building materials. We have the herbs to make provisions. And timed orders. I think this is my first settlement on this series, on this channel, that has timed orders. So, again, for those who don't know, just really quickly, and for my understanding, again, a veteran can correct me if I'm wrong, but essentially, timed orders are timed. So if you lose them, you lose them for the settlement. But the rewards are a lot higher. For example, I get a 50% boost to the goods made in the makeshift post, which means theoretically speaking, I don't need to make Well, there's more efficient. I have a more efficient makeshift post, and then we can make trade goods in the makeshift post. So this would be a huge boost to the settlement. Basically, if you can complete timed orders, you're in a lot better of a situation. Almost always, if not always. So I'm actually going to go for it here. And usually first timed orders are at times usually not as difficult as they seem, although they can seem difficult. That being said, if that's the case, we need to start making bricks here, so we can start making building materials with bricks. And then we do our best. So yeah, I should have... So the other part of this all is that I should have had these things doing other things. I'm losing my words because I'm forgetting what I'm doing at the moment. But we need to try and not eat roots is the other part of this. So I think I've already eaten too many roots, unfortunately. Yeah, we need one more root, and we just ate it. Hopefully we get... Nope, we ate too many roots. Oh, that's going to be a bit of a problem. So hopefully this trader comes soon. Yeah, I should have just enabled fish. I should have known better. Actually, I didn't expect to run into what I did, but we're gonna... Oh, no, don't cut into the glade yet. That would not be smart, I think. And the reason I say that is because sometimes you get... Basically, you can get cornerstones like rich glades, which essentially give you an extra boost to what you get from nodes, if you're using nodes. Obviously, I sometimes make a mistake, and yeah, that doesn't happen. But while we're sitting here, we'll just make paths for people. We're sitting on 2 free builders. 4 now, 4. Probably could do more here, like set up more... I might as well just set up more housing while we're sitting on... We're probably going to run out, and we're going to grab 2 to 3 more villagers, but I'm just going to make more, because we might as well make use of the builders here at the moment. I think I still have planks too, so I could be collecting rainwater for the kiln as well. Whoops. Welp. Too late now, because by the time we set it up, we can still set it up for Drizzle. I guess I'll think about it. Yeah, I might as well make use of the other builders here. So yeah, we'll finish these 2 shelters and then make this rain collector really quickly, but I promise you it's not going to feel as fun as it looks. And hopefully... So we make these 2, we want to make building materials, but we can't. And then we want to make packs of crops. Actually, we need 18 ingredients to make 6 packs of crops. And then we need more of that. So really I should be actually going full throttle into just using these planks, funny enough, or bricks here. Either way. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Well, too late. This does hurt my bricks overall, but I'd rather hold on to planks because, as I also have forgotten, I need to make parks and stuff. So 1 park, probably just make 2, all things considered, and then make this, or set up this garden, but we can't make it yet. And into this I go. I'm not gonna wait till the storm to cut open another glade. We don't have enough. We don't have enough time. We don't have enough nodes and stuff to work on to make use of that. Simply, and I'm gonna take extra things. So I think. Oh, that was not packs of crops. Whoopsie doopsie. Well, oh, it's far off. Do we not? Okay, well, depending on what node is in the small glade, we have to see. Otherwise, we don't make 6 packs of crops. We're gonna actually spam this. We're gonna super spam this. So, in hopes that... So, we take that down. I think we have enough parts for this still. Yeah, we do. But we need to really rush this. And the reason we need to rush this is because we are now in need of these packs of crops, of which we have nothing. And eggs and meat are for provisions, but we don't need that. So, yeah, we don't have complex food set up either, but that's another problem entirely. If possible, I should actually be doing this. and we'll see what else we can do. So with, yeah, I would have made Harpy Houses to try and boost Resolve here, but it's not going to happen because we are trying to do the timed order ASAP. So we'll even use the thing, we'll even use copper ore here because we need to immediately make these building materials. If I need another makeshift post, I'd be a little surprised. But anywho, if I don't feel confident, I could also buy more copper ore or whatever I would need to make more building materials, but I don't think I will need to. We could sell the crystallized dew. What for, though? Grabbing more. Also, I realize that I'm making inefficient bricks here, but that's, again, it's to make these buildings. It's 6, right? Yeah, 6. Do we have enough? Yeah, we do, right? So 1, 2, yeah, we should have enough to make enough package material. So we'll have them stop here. I could just cancel them immediately, but we'll do anything. We'll do anything else. Also, oh, we don't have coal yet. Let me just make sure though. So we can't sell anything. We have nothing to sell. What? I clicked on you on accident, but let's see here. Yeah, they'll make these 6 building materials, and hopefully we get enough to make 2 more packs of crops. 2 more sets of 2 packs of crops. And we hope for the best. We also now have fabric, but that's not what I need at the moment. We could have also delivered tools. I didn't know Farluff was coming, but... Salt and sea marrow. Well, hey. We'll be okay with what we have right now, is what I'm trying to say. These both, I think both nodes will go even before a quarter into clearance, depending on how fast these villages work. But we'll see. Also, we are just kind of stuffed in here for the moment. Let me toss this fishing hut somewhere else. Let's cut around the hearth directly because we actually just need this space. Again, I think I'm gonna plan to go east. We'll have to cut into these glades, but I think that's fine. Unless, maybe I swerve to the north. That way we can get closer to a forbidden glade much quicker. But, that's the thing. Also, is this? No, this doesn't count as a food node. I happen to cut into a small glade that does that. Oh, actually, there's an egg. There's a drizzlewing nest here, but whoops. We're trying to do the timed order. Trying is the operative term here. Oh, sweet goodness. Really? We don't make it? We'll have to call... If it's Jorg or Sahilda, we have to call them immediately. Otherwise, we won't complete this timed order. It's that important. Period. Really? Do we just fail this timed order now? Pain. How many roots are in here? Not enough. We fail this? Really? What a terrible day to be me. We don't have enough copper. Yeah, we don't have enough ore to do that. No, we should. Why are you not making the building materials? Well, we're making another pack of crops. Yeah, and there's that. So we have 6 now. We just need to deliver 1 more. We need to deliver 1 more, and we have a minute left. For the love of everything. I don't think it's enough. I'm so sad. No! Why? Why am I like this? So if anything else, I mean, I did make some bad decisions here and there, but... Was there really nothing else? No, there wasn't anything else. Oh, man. I'm shaking my head silently. So, we failed that order. Yeah, we failed that order straight up. So, I guess we just start working on the trade routes. Yeah, I'm gonna make the call. So, whoopsie doopsie. My bricks. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Don't do that. We'll leave that beaver there. We'll still want these reeds to make fabric, but I think what we're gonna do now. Also, I have these harpies just sitting here. Sorry, but we'll get you guys back to making coal now. In fact, I should put this beaver in the woodcutter's camp. And we'll continue on. I actually want to make use of both woodcutters camps, so if possible, I would like to do something like this. Which would probably involve knocking one of these. Yeah, you guys are both doing nothing. Actually, you're doing that, but you can go back here and deliver your stuff. Force delivery. Shouldn't be in range. Oh, it is in range still? Well, hey. We'll do this then. Again, I don't need these camps sitting around, but it saves me building time if I have to do it. And yeah, that's... I'm so sad now. Reminding myself the houses don't cost as much. Again, I keep thinking I'm on Prestige 6+, and so I'm like, oh, I need 8 fabric. Or 6 fabric, sorry. But... yeah, they cost a lot. It costs a lot. It's all building material, so... Fire essence, parts... especially parts. But yeah. Did we even get enough? We did not even get enough roots to make another pack of crops. That's how sad I am. But anywho, let's actually put these harpies in here. Keeping in mind that we do need clothes at some point, but... we can get rid of... no, we can just disable it for the moment. I should actually make use of the salt vein, if nothing else. But we're cutting wood because we want more coal at the moment. In fact, unless I'm doing something else, I should be doing... never mind, I'm losing my mind. This... oh yeah, I do still have 2 harvesters camps. We just get rid of one. My voice! And they should be delivering at least the 4 cloth here, unless it's not... oh, it's not full. Did I even make planks? I can make the second part of this now. That would have allowed me to do the harpy order, but again, we were focusing on the timed order. Literally ate 1 root that I needed, and part of that is the ant colony. If I didn't have the ant colony, I would have been able to do that order easily. I guess that's a factor I forgot to take into account, but what happened. It's not impossible. From someone who's come from a little bit of a higher prestige, it's definitely a... this settlement is definitely still winnable. In fact, you usually have a lot more reputation than you think available on the map. So it'll take you long. It basically takes you longer, which is not good. For the sake of, you know, if each settlement is 10 to 12 years, unless you've extended the time between your cycle in your cycle, yeah, you won't make it to a seal if the seal is indeed your thing. But I think that's part of the beautiful, a beautiful part of Against the Storm. I keep snapping my fingers. When I snap my fingers out loud like that, it's because I'm thinking, and I don't want to put dead air on the screen. Also, I just realized we're on Fell All Trees. But either way, I think I'll just open more of the area around here, if for no other reason than to get closer to this dangerous glade with a forbidden glade after. For all intents and purposes, I should be cutting into a dangerous glade next year. And in fact, a lot of the time, from what I see, more experienced viceroys cut into dangerous glades on year 2 and then alternate every other year. But if you have to cut into a small glade, you cut into a small glade. It is the safer pick, but as you saw with me, because for all I know, maybe if I cut into this glade, there was, you know, wheat, root. Well, it depends, but you get the point. Maybe there were root, yeah, or wheat or grain. Sorry, I keep calling it wheat. Sorry, but grain or roots. Maybe there was a grain or root node, and I could have immediately made the packs of crops, packs of crop goods, and it would have been in a lot better of a place. But that's not what happened today. So, yeah. Again, we're not using these herbs anywhere else. Might as well continue making packs of provisions. If nothing else, we sell them, but you're supposed to use packs of provisions to trade off your goods, because overall you get more amber that way. From what I know. Also, we can now be eating into these roots. I can also be turning them into packs of goods, but meh. Also, you know what I should be doing with these free people? Using the rain collector. But we will put the thing here, because faster coal. A part of it was, I guess, yeah, going back to that Bloodflower map really quickly, before the storm comes, I was not using rainwater in the kiln, which, yeah, definitely does a bit on your production speed. Noting that I as we enter the storm here, we don't have a single resolve boost, which will actually hurt me in the long run, unless I disable pretty much all woodcutters, which I don't want to do, but we probably have to do. In fact, we'll even disable it now. And let's get this Drizzlewing nest camp set up so that we can... Yeah, we can at least do something else with the positive forest mystery here. And we'll see what else we can do. Otherwise, yeah, I think I might have to call this video in a moment, but we'll see. Really? That's still not enough resolve? Oh my goodness. We did make enough fabric. Unfortunately, we do not have the things to help them. Unless I do this, we can. We're on a low prestige, but really I should have made this Harpy house earlier. That's my fault. Because not only do you have to not only does basically your resolve... there's something else I was going to say, but one of the effects of a higher prestige is that villagers leave faster. So we wouldn't even have this much time. Oh, on top of, yeah, longer storm. So longer storms plus villagers leave faster means that you can't just, you can't just juggle your way with favoring with sacrifices. Those are stopgaps, but they should not be the strat. Also, we need to do this. We'll trade off the oil. We're not self-sufficient. We might as well just sell it off. 2 minutes to do this order. And, yeah, let's just accept these. So, discover 2 glades. Yeah, we can do that. So, we're going to cut into the small glade, and we'll cut into the dangerous glade, is the plan. That's not going to happen. 8 Harpy houses and Jerke. Which... We can do... But, unfortunately, I don't think we have enough fabric at the moment to even do that. And, yeah, we don't have enough food, so might want to double... I think I'm going to double up on these, if possible. Again, I still want these beavers working here, but... Oh, they're delivering? Well, hey. We'll let them deliver, and then I'll shift this. I think they're all going to take a break, though. Right after delivering wood there. Never mind. They're not. So we'll do this. We'll actually do a focus here. We'll open the small glade, see what's in there, and then move on with our lives. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm really stingy with my parts ever since high prestige, but as we pretty much end this video here, so I can think at least, yeah, this would have been really great if I did the timed order, and the reason I say that is because in case people forgot, even though I forget, yeah, we would have been able to make trade goods on the makeshift post, but... No, that's not happening anymore. So instead, we're probably just going to take exploration contract for the sake of making stones and a little bit more stones and fabric. So this is like 6 fabric and I think 8 bricks based on the kiln and the crude workstation I have. Checking our trade routes really quickly. Yeah, I could give off reeds, but... And we'll see. Did I accept the other one? I did. So we'll definitely do one order and then get another blueprint. Because we need something else to do with our lives, and the villagers we'll get soon. But also need to make Harpy houses. So yeah, without further ado, lament my lack of timed orders as we enter the end screen here, and there's not much I can do about that window. I'm hovering over OBS, but yeah, if nothing else, you can always say something, comment, give advice, question things, pick at my thoughts, so on and so forth. But without further ado, I won't take up much more of your time. Thank you for watching, if nothing else. If you want to support me, feel free to do so. If not, that's cool too. See you later. Bye.